Today I want to cover off how this client has made over $300,000 worth of equity, and it's bringing in a 7% rental yield from the start of the purchase up until now. Before I jump into that, hey, I'm Nathan from Invision Property, where we're a Brisbane-based buyers agency where I've helped a lot of time-poor families and investors get into this tough Brisbane market. I share these case studies to share some tips, tricks, and ideas around buying properties to help you with your next property purchase. Just to get started with this client situation, he was a local investor that was wanting to buy through his self-managed super fund. I'd previously purchased for his son, and he's seen what an awesome result that I got for him, which in the past video I showed you. He ended up selling that property and he made $390,000 in 2 years. So I ended up helping him find his next property. He was a teacher, so he literally had no time to call agents, shortlist options, work out what's a high growth area, looking at the suburbs that had the lowest vacancy rates that could give him the highest rent returns. All he knew is he wanted it to be up at the Sunshine Coast. His budget was up to $700,000. So it was a bit of a tricky one. Whenever you're buying within your self-managed super fund, you really want it to be first very low maintenance, and the second part, you need it to cash flow really well because interest rates are generally pretty high. So I'm not going to go into the actual property itself, but I'll talk around the area that we purchased it for, and just to give you a bit of an idea. So this property was purchased around Buderim, and Buderim's located a couple of k's from the Sunshine Coast beach. Up in and around that area, there's some really good school catchments, and families are now relocating up there by the droves. But personally, I haven't been buying too much over the last 2 years around the Sunshine Coast because, this was purchased around 2019. I managed to buy this property. This was when it wasn't really a seller's market, but it was a market where you could pipeline options. So pipelining an option is when you see a property you want, it's priced too high, you then pipeline it and you follow it up week by week until you find the sellers get really motivated, and that's when you strike. Buderim as an area it's got very low vacancy rates, and it's around the area where you can rent out 4-bedroom, 2-bath for over $700K. I'm going to jump on now and I'll share my screen and I'll show you what Buderim looks like, where it's located within the Sunshine Coast, and I'll show you some pictures of the property that we did purchase and why we purchased this particular property. So let's jump into this video. So around this area, the property is located just down the road from Maroochydore, where you get a lot of your restaurants, and it's a Mountain Creek State School, which is one of the best state schools up there as well. We managed to purchase this property for around $618,000 at the time, and with Buderim rental year, the vacancy rates up there are so low that you can rent properties out for $750 plus per week. So that was how we were able to rent this property for over $750 per week. We initially picked this property for the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and the actual finishes of the house, the location to the beach. So it ticked a lot of the boxes. The sellers originally wanted around $660, but as I mentioned earlier, we pipelined this option and I kept following it up until they were finally open to our offer at $618,000. But this property at the moment could easily sell for at least anywhere from 800 to 900 plus, because the market has had so much growth in the last 2 years. So this is this client, and if you are looking to buy in the Sunshine Coast and you're wanting to learn a bit more around the different areas that you can buy for investment purposes, please feel free to reach out and on my website, book a one-on-one strategy session where I can run you through the ins and outs of each of these suburbs, and also I can show you how I work and see if you'll be one of the small clients that I work with. But I guess at the end of this video, I just wanted to share, when you're looking for a property around those areas, try to focus on getting more bedrooms and bathrooms, getting that purchase price as low as possible, because you are going to get a higher rental yield. But me personally, I haven't really been buying out this area for clients for investment purposes. This particular purchase was for a local guy, and he really wanted to eventually move up to Buderim to buy it. So other than that, check out the other videos I have around investing in properties. But thanks for watching.